While my slides are going up, challenges in adopting electronic medical records in a corporate hospital. And I'm not sure if my team is here or they've conveniently vanished, because sometimes it does sound very familiar to what they hear on a daily basis. So we started this journey on CPOE, computerized physician order entry. Then adoption-based challenges started taking over, and computerized physician became computerized practitioner. More challenges, and computerized practitioner became computerized provider. More challenges, and then the fear that whether the practitioner, the physician, and the provider will finally end up in becoming computerized person order entry. And that means data entry. So we've lost the clinical sense and we start getting into data entry because we just want electronic records. And that, if we ever get to, is a battle lost. A battle lost that can never be regained. So never get into the need and the urgency and the style and all of it looking that everything just needs to go electronic without purpose. Electronic without purpose is just going to be data entry, and we had a lot of discussion on that yesterday. So what are the challenges in implementing electronic medical records, and why are there challenges implementing electronic medical records? That's because you can't even read it in 3 minutes. All of them are the right priorities. All of them are something we ought to be doing. All of them are something that we are already late, that we have not delivered on. That means that the need to ensure a fabulous implementation of electronic medical records is beyond the need of the hour. We have to follow some structure. And we did. When we started off this model, we said, let's take a structure that is international, that is applicable, plus it has all the nuances of India and the Indian healthcare workflow. So we did look at the HIMSS Asia Pacific model, and if you look at it, there are 7 stages of maturity on this. Most of the organizations will claim to be anywhere between stage 3 and stage 5. Most of the organizations will be somewhere there. And most of the organizations will have stuff in every stage, including stage 7, but no stage complete. We've started off on every stage, no stage complete. That means that we are jumping without realizing the full value, because there is a speed to maturity versus a speed to deliver, and both of them seem to have a constant war on delivery and maturity, and ultimately we lose out, and going back to that provider practitioner becoming person. And I'm happy to say that Apollo Hospitals, 22% of Apollo Hospitals is at stage 6. I did see Dr. Chong's slides on the health system, and I don't have a comparable health system, but if I just take off the word Singapore and put Apollo Hospitals, I think our numbers are the same. And this to me is a matter of pride. Put it into my shoes, and this is what we probably want to have as a new definition of digital optimism or pessimism. 100 clinics, 2,500 pharmacies, 350 telehealth centers, 63 hospitals, close to 9,000 beds, an average of 10,000 footfalls per day, close to about 150 cardiac surgeries per day is a typical day in life of any Apollo hospitals. 350,000 lab transactions flow through any single day, including a Sunday. And that is the complexity of implementing an integrated system in a corporate hospital. So what is this path to the complexity? The implementation of the EMR starts with meticulous planning. There is no substitute to planning. Every hospital has its uniqueness. Dr. Chong nicely mentioned that hospitals don't fight. Very polite word. What we go through is much more than that. And each hospital having their own IT systems because each hospital is unique. So there can be a great argument in terms of how can we have so many hospitals with disparate workflows. They are not. The techniques that we use in planning should drive us towards operational, clinical, and financial excellence. That means that we have a functional, empowered governing council. Functional, empowered. We can have a council. It can be decorated with all the designations in the organization. Most of the meetings will be delegated to the next level, the next level, the next level. Ends up being a departmental meeting. So that is not a governing council. A functional, empowered governing council that maximizes the efficiency and minimizes the cost. I'm not sure if there are any CFOs or people who are close to CFOs in this audience. This is music to ears. Minimize the cost of implementation, maximize the efficiency. And that is what will take us into a very effective, productive, and sustainable electronic medical record. Size of the team, manpower, cost of manpower. Again, I'll compare it with Dr. Chong. She mentioned that her team is about 1,200. I'm not going to venture a number because my numbers are pretty embarrassing there. That is a challenge. That is necessarily a challenge. The investment that needs to be put into the right manpower, this is not a number game. This is not about having, okay, I go back to my management tomorrow morning, I heard Dr. Chong say that she's got 1,200, I stake my claim for 1,200. I'll tell you what will happen. I'll get thrown off the 9th floor, straight down. In terms of the right people, the right size, that is going to maximize the efficiency and minimize the cost and lead to an organization of sustainability, create a culture of ownership. Electronic medical record is not an IT project. Electronic medical record is about the health system implementing a powerful solution for the next generation. It is not IT's project where geeks come and do something on a .NET screen that is normally not compatible to the next version of the Microsoft Explorer. Process is key to an electronic medical record. There is change management. There will have to be clinical champions. There have to be process specialists. And yes, HR has to be involved in the process because every job description is bound to change. Every job description is bound to have a transformation. And every person is going to have some cheese moved out. It is change. Get over it. Process is key to EMR. Check for the downstream impact. Why was something done? There is a method to every madness. It was done for a purpose. It was done for a reason. We have to know why and then do the transformation. Change without meaning. Change for the sake of change. Change to prove a point because the neighbor is doing something. Change because we heard something in a conference and they said we have to move forward is going to be counterproductive, will lead to disaster, and that is one of the reasons why most of electronic medical records fail. Check for downstream impact, understand the clinical process, and do not just justify, educate, understand, participate, mingle, co-work, become friends with the clinical team, get the operational team involved, get the finance team, get into HR, and make it a single driving initiative of the organization, definitely not the IT department. In summary, what drives electronic medical records? Focus on standardization, focus on efficiency, focus towards the new world digital, focus towards paperless. What is it? What is it that should drive organizations towards a meaning? What is it that should drive organizations towards getting results? It is implementation with an eye on adoption. Without adoption, there is no purpose of implementation. It is money gone down the drain. It is adoption with the eye on maturity. We need to move to the next 2 levels, not the next level. Next level is no more acceptable. We need to move up. Stage 7, stage 3, stage 4 are just pleasers. Maturity with an eye on continuous improvement. It is continuous improvement that is the sole steroid that is going to drive an electronic medical record into a course of maturity, into a course of adoption, into a course of usefulness, into something that can become the DNA of every organization, and continuous improvement towards the eye on excellence. That, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, is how we see challenges and solutions towards implementing electronic medical records in corporate hospitals. Thank you for being a patient audience.